I'll tell you what, I said it in yesterday's analysis. If you happen to get my top-rated 15-dime release on Arizona on the run line against Colorado, I have never thought that Zach Greinke is one of those money pitchers. And he proved it once more yesterday. But hey, a win is a win, a loss is a loss. I don't care how you get that winning ticket, but I was right on the money again yesterday, cashing in with the Diamondbacks on the run line for baseball winner number 16 out of 20, following up that run line winner I had on the AL wildcard game with the Yankees as well. So no complaints from this corner. But tonight, it's about football, because by the time you're watching this video report, my best bet on the day, which was the early game between the Astros and the Red Sox, probably has already started. But listen, we've actually got two good football games on tap, and I'm going to break them both down for you on today's video report. Let's start with the game between the Patriots and the Buccaneers. Right now, the Patriots are a 4.5-point favorite. That's down from 5 earlier in the day, and the total is 55. You know, I look at this Buccaneers team. They rallied to beat the Giants last week after getting bushwhacked on the road the week prior at Minnesota. And the one thing that has been consistently bad about this Tampa Bay defense is its pass defense, shredded by Case Keenum at Minnesota, who went 25 for 33 for 369 yards and 3 touchdowns 2 weeks ago. And then last week, Eli Manning, 30 for 49, 288 yards and 2 touchdowns. And tonight, facing Tom Brady, well, all he's done is 103 out of 155 attempts this season for 1,399 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions for an offense that has scored 27, 36, 36, and 30 points in 4 games. Yeah, I don't think they're stopping Tom Terrific here tonight. Now, the MO for this Buccaneers defense a year ago was that it gave up a lot of points, it gave up a lot of yards, but it was able to come through with a lot of sacks and force a lot of turnovers. Now, let's talk about the Patriots. Well, we know they're going to put points on the board, but this is an awful defense, and it's been proven to us week after week. So, on one hand, I can certainly see Tampa Bay staying within the number here tonight, because obviously, for the Buccaneers to do well tonight, we're going to have the Doug Martin redemption tour start here this evening, as the veteran running back is now eligible to play after serving his suspension. And I'm sure that they and everybody else realizes that the best defense against Tom Brady is keeping him on the sideline. And I'm sure the Buccaneers are going to try to come out and establish the run. At the same time, I think Jameis Winston has a bevy of wide receivers with Evans and Jackson and the tight ends to attack a porous New England secondary. But does anybody here think this game is going to stay under? And when you look at the total at 55 points, why mess around with the side? So sure, I think Tampa Bay plus the points might be the way to go. But even though the Patriots are bad, you probably, just like me, have a little bit of a problem betting against Tom Brady on the road. And after all, didn't Brady rebound with the Patriots after that home loss to Kansas City in week number 1 in the season opener for both teams, and come up with a good effort? And the Patriots did as well. Their only good defensive effort in the entire season when they went to New Orleans and took care of business against Drew Brees and the Saints. So that's that little warning bell, that little red flag going off. So again, why mess with the side? Just take the game over. 55 points? 55 points. Again, the Brady-led offense of the Patriots, 27, 36, 36, and 30 points in 4 games. You know the Buccaneers are going to score in this defense as well. So I think the way to go in this game is the over. Then you've got the ACC battle between Louisville and North Carolina State. This is a huge revenge game for the Wolfpack, because last year at Papa John Stadium in Louisville, they trailed at halftime 44-0. They only lost the game by 147 points. Now, of course, I am only embellishing that. They only lost 54-13. It only seemed like 433 points. But this is a series that's been one-sided, because Louisville has won and covered 4 of the last 5 meetings. Louisville, since losing at home to Clemson, has rebounded against 2 cupcakes, 42-3 at home against Kent State and 55-10 at home against Murray State. Yeah, quality non-conference foes they're scheduled by that Louisville program. Of course, they're more worried about the basketball program there, right? But now you got the Wolfpack that opened the season by losing 35-28 at home to South Carolina. And since then, they've reeled off 4 straight wins. First 2 weren't that impressive, beating a bad Marshall team 37-20 at home, then taking on the Paladins of Furman, beating them 49-16. Then they won at FSU. One in Tallahassee, 27-21. But I have to be honest, and you know it too, the Seminoles really aren't that good. Okay, this is not a vintage edition of the Florida State Seminoles. And then they come back home and they take care of business against Syracuse, 33-25. I'm not that impressed by that win over Syracuse because the Orange the week prior were in LSU and gave the Tigers all they can handle in Baton Rouge, playing on the road the second straight week, and that's all you could do is beat a so-so mediocre Syracuse team that doesn't have a great defense, and that's all you could do is beat them 33-25. So I discount somewhat the revenge angle here because Louisville's going to put points on the board. It's going to be Lamar Jackson, who last year just took care of business for 431 total yards. The problem with the Cardinals is it's only Lamar Jackson on offense. They don't have a hell of a lot else, and they don't play a lot of defense. Now, NC State has a pretty damn good quarterback of their own. And Ryan Finley, who's completed 71.9% of his passes on the season for 1,403 yards, 9 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And in 5 games, he's only been sacked 7 times. And he's come out with some big games. In the South Carolina loss, he put the ball up 64 times, which also tells you that Wolfpack couldn't run the ball in that game, right? Completed 44 of those 64 passes for 415 yards and 2 touchdowns, but they still lost the game. And then against Florida State on the road, efficient game, 22 of 32 for 230 yards and 2 touchdowns. Against Syracuse last week at home, another efficient game, 20 of 33 for 186 yards and 1 touchdown. I don't know if NC State can match points with Louisville. I do know the Wolfpack are a better team. They're playing at home. Again, they've got that revenge angle. And then you look at the total. It's 66 points. Well, listen, Clemson and Louisville put a ton of points on the board. Did anyone think that would happen? Why do you think this one would stay low? So I've gone back and forth like a seesaw on this game. I think Louisville could win. And then, yes, I do have to consider that revenge factor. And I do have to take in consideration that NC State has the better defense. But if I had to play the game, again, why mess around with the side? I'm looking at a total of 66 points. I don't know. Louisville might have that by midway through the second quarter with these two teams playing. So I would say go ahead and play the over. So both games tonight, if I had to play these games, and I'm not in love with either one of them, but I would say go ahead and play the total over in both contests, and that's the way to go. Now, in terms of the ALCS getting underway tonight, I don't know why the Indians, for all the reasons listed, I understand the logic, I see what they're saying, but I'm sorry. If you ain't starting Corey Kluber tonight, I'm not betting on you. I'm not taking you in the series. I'm not taking you in game number 1 because I've never been a Trevor Bauer fan, and I just don't get it. I don't get why Corey Kluber, you don't want him going tonight in games number 1 and 4. I don't understand that whole logic of saving the guy. I don't get it. I don't understand, so I'm taking a pass on that game. So again, both football games to go over. That's the way I would play your complimentary plays today. And we'll do it again tomorrow.